You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
I'll tell you who I want to win the Super Bowl. And it's not the Patriots or the Seahawks. It's the Patriots, the American people, to overturn Obamacare, to restore the Republic, to try to bring back basic values that empower humanity and believe in win-win, not this parasitic New World Order. We got Randy and John and Derek and Alan and AD and Q and so many other callers. We're going to get to all of you. Q's calling in from New York, says he has the true story of what happened with the snowballs, where the kids are throwing snowballs at each other so the cop pulls the gun. We'll come back, play that short video, talk about it, and go to his call. Right now, let's go to John in North Carolina. John, you're on the air.
How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing pretty good, brother.
I just wanted to point out a couple things real quick. First of all, I wanted to make clear that the only central thing Christians have is God's Word. Now, this isn't about anything on the TV necessarily, but we have God's Word as our center guidance. The NIV, the New International Version, is the highest selling according to the CBA and the ECPA in this country, and it omits 16 verses from the King James Version, which the KJV is the closest we have right now that English-speaking people read. It omits 16 verses, which the Bible clearly tells anyone who takes out or puts in, he'll get the plagues that are mentioned in this book in Revelations, and you know what the plagues are. But
yeah, your children hate you, your society breaks down, you'll be invaded, you'll be enslaved, you'll be taken over, you'll be homeless. It's everything that's happening.
It's what we're getting right now, and the terrorist attacks of 9/11 was a breach in our security. It was a wake-up call. We're not waking up. There's no need to fight it. It's a course that was predetermined. But anyway, New Age Luciferians call Satan the capstone. That's why the dollar bill has a all-seeing eye above the pyramid. That's all satanic. And in Matthew, in the King James Version, Jesus talks about a stone, or Jesus talks about a stone that the builders rejected. It was the cornerstone, and it became actually the foundation of a building. And that was through that was through our God's doing. That was Jesus was the cornerstone. The 1984 edition of the New International Version, which is still widely...
No, that's right. Christ is the real cornerstone or the capstone, so everything the devil creates is a false counterfeit.
But Christ is not the capstone.
He's the cornerstone.
He's the cornerstone, and the difference is the devil is the capstone. That's the difference.
No, I understand on the pyramid, the capstone, but I'm saying at the same time, God is on top, so you can say the all-seeing eye is the eye of God if you believe that. The Luciferians expropriate every sacred symbol for themselves, but I agree with the verse you're quoting. It's pretty heavy stuff.
It is, and one more thing. I want your listeners to actually study the Quran. I want you to look at how it was released. The Quran is published not in chronological order. It's published in the largest book to the smallest. The last book that Muhammad received was the 10th surah. If you go right before that, the 9th surah is the surah that has the violence in it. Those were Allah's final words. These were his final messages.
It's the capstone?
I'm sorry?
You're saying it's the capstone?
No. I'm saying that...
No, but you're saying the Quran is published like a pyramid. The first book's big, and then it builds towards the small at the top.
It builds toward the small. It confuses readers because they think it's chronological, and it's not. The last book given to Muhammad, one of the last ones, was the 9th surah. That's what he left. Muhammad personally beheaded 600 to 900 people himself. This was a common thing for them. And right now, Islam's in the Middle East are asking Islam's in America why they're freaking out about beheading. They're saying, don't you remember? But that Muhammad personally beheaded 600 to 900 people himself? In my opinion, this is Islam. The only people that are perverting Islam are the ones that are working here in the States that are being nice.
Listen, no, I hear you. I think to be politically correct, we should have a day where children are beheaded at school to prove that we're open to different cultures. How does that sound?
If you want to back up Islam, that's what you've got to do. If you want Sharia law, you've got to behead those that are blasphemy.
Well, I think you're being racist, and I think that Obama should behead children on the White House lawn to prove he's not racist. Year after year, we watch the threats steadily increase. And now, this winter has been the worst on record when it comes to our immune systems and health. For more than 2 years, InfoWarsLife.com has been watching this crisis intensify. And Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Complex was our answer. Using a proprietary process that takes ancient proven herbs and combines them with modern science, this powerful and affordable formula contains more than 14 key herbs and extracts, including echinacea, ginger root, elderberry, golden seal root, a proprietary yin chio formula, and many, many more. I take it, and so does my family. It's made in the USA, gluten-free, alcohol-free, no artificial flavors or colors, and not tested on animals. Take advantage of this introductory offer for Ancient Defense, normally $19.95, now only $14.95. That's 25% off. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139 to secure your Ancient Defense.
KLN, Los Angeles. Clone Radio. We play the songs that sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Clone.
Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. The Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns.
I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man.
The answer to 1984 is 1776. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
We are committing blasphemy on the high holy day of most men who've been gelded and their entire manhood is only sports. We are actually on air speaking and talking about what's really happening on the planet and trying to defend our families and defend freedom on a day when we're supposed to be getting completely drunk and watching a bunch of gang members and thugs and arrogant people on steroids run around on a football field with a bunch of corrupt, arrogant, gangster, mafia owners in between the Obamacare ads and the anti-gun statements and the huge police state theater training us to that America is about getting a proctology exam at a checkpoint. We're going to go to Derek, Alan, AD, Q, Don, Sean, and a bunch of other people that are patiently holding right now. Then I'll get into why are so many people hiding their money in their mattresses, not at the bank, CNBC, how that ties into elites fleeing the United States and Europe. That's in McClatchy newspaper. All of this and more coming up in the hour of broadcast we have left here on Super Bowl 49. He dared to speak of other issues during the Super Bowl, showing what a cowardly traitor he was. But if you want to see the satirical video I did, it's up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com right now. Super Bowl 49 winner revealed. You can find out who really won the game. That's going live right now. The people that won are the people that didn't watch it and spent time with their families. I see commenters on Infowars.com and on YouTube going, I bet he drinks a few beers and watches the game. Well, you bet it wrong. I'm going to go home with my family and my children, and dinner's getting cooked right now. And we're going to hang out and tell jokes, because I like talking to people. Now, when my kids are on swim team or they're in some other sporting event, I go see them play.
California. And Doug Baldwin, Stanford.
That's great and a fun thing to do. But I just can't believe people just get so excited and talk about it's the greatest thing in the world, all the hype, and it's totally empty. How about investigation into why cancer is up several thousand% in this country? I mean, we know why. It's on purpose. How about an investigation into neurological disorders off the chart? How about an investigation into what's really going on? Oh, no, that's not what you do. Now, I want to go to Q in New York here in a moment. Q called in, heard me mention this in the last hour. We have the video for folks that are watching us on prisonplanet.tv or Infowars.com/show on the free feeds. And I've seen these type of things happen before with police arresting or pulling guns on folks throwing snowballs, not at cars. I think I actually did that a few times, one of the few delinquent type things I did. New York, of course, it was neighbors, people I knew, so it actually kind of wasn't. I had the permission. I mean, they knew. I was like, I'm going to get you when you drive off. So I guess I wasn't a delinquent. Kind of wish I was, though. New York cop pulls gun on teens having snowball fight. The story's from PNAC. It's up on Infowars.com. Fearing for his life, a New York cop pulled a gun on a group of teens having a snowball fight. Don't bleeping move, guys. Have we bleeped this yet so we can play it?
Yeah, it's bleeped.
Okay, it's bleeped. Okay.
Yep.
The New Rochelle police officer can be heard on the video as he points his gun at youths who are down on their knees with their hands in the air. The cop proceeds to pat each of the youths down with one hand while holding the gun, continually telling them not to move. We saw the video up in New York last week where they pull the guys over and shoot them. I don't play these videos like to get a point in against the cops and, oh, let's get the cops and they're a bunch of scum. We don't need cowards who are so scared to death they pull guns on people for petty reasons and end up shooting innocent people. That's going to start a civil war in this country. We don't need the nanny state police out there that taser a father with no criminal record 27 times until he went limp and died. I got video of that. They put him in a hot car after they'd done it. He dropped his kids off, went for a bike ride, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They thought he might be a suspect. They just start tasering him, and they kill him. And the answer is, well, he's just a citizen. He's dead. No, these tasers make people have heart attacks. They're being overused. It's injustice. It's wrong. We all know it. It needs to stop. And when cops do the wrong thing, they need to get in trouble so there's then respect for good police, and they end up becoming the dominant force out there, not the thugs who are protected. You know who's targeted down most major departments? It's people that try to follow the Constitution. It's people that try to be public servants and not just revenue generators. It's a very dangerous trend. So let's play the clip of the snowball situation. I'll give you a play-by-play if you're a radio listener and narrate it. Here it is.
Don't move, guys. Don't move.
So he says, don't effing move. Because they are snowball criminals.
They were having a snowball fight. This group of guys was having a snowball fight, and now the cop has a gun on them.
It's just the breakdown of society. And I get black people wanting to say, don't shoot, it's not illegal to be black. And I get there's some profiling things that are wrong that happen out there, but then George Soros funds $33 million to fund these groups to then go out and chant, kill the cops, and throw Molotov cocktails at them. It creates a society where everybody's killing each other. Why does the system want that? Because then you're not worried about Obamacare raising a bunch of taxes on you and doubling your prices for health care because you're busy hating white people, hating cops, hating black people. It's divide and conquer. It's very elementary. It's very simple. Very easy to understand. But can we become smart enough to deal with it and pull back from what's happening? Get the cops to de-escalate, get the public to de-escalate, and then to have a discussion about, do we want to be a free country? Is it good to be a free country? Is it good to have due process and private property? The answer is yes, and we're about to lose all that. Let's go to Q in New York. You say you live in the neighborhood there in New Rochelle. What are you hearing? What's your take on this? You called in about it.
Yeah, how you doing, Alex? Yeah, this is Q in Rochelle. Yeah, well, I agree with you. It is a breakdown of society, and worse, it's a breakdown of my neighborhood. New Rochelle, traditionally, it's always been a place where we had community policing. I'm born and raised in New Rochelle, and you know, because like a lot of the cops who were on the police force were from the neighborhood. They went to Newark High School. They went through the school system. It's kind of like everybody knows each other kind of thing. We're a suburb, kind of like right outside the Bronx. And
but you're saying it has a flavor of Mayberry.